What's up, guys? Nguyen, OG Fitness. Welcome to the channel. For those of you guys who are new, I'm a black belt in judo, a blue belt in BJJ, a lifelong martial artist, and I'm 44 years old. And this channel is all about fitness for martial arts for older guys. But if you're a young cat coming up, then I think that you can benefit a lot from this channel because it'll help you understand things that you should not do. All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about why your judo is shit. And this comes from a comment that one of the guys in the community, Adam, wrote. And I'm going to read you guys a story. Essentially, he got into a street fight, actually 3 street fights in 1 week. And he's a lifelong judoka from what I gather. And he wasn't able to use his judo. Like, we don't have the full story, but it would have been nice to get a little bit more detail on this. So Adam, if you're listening to this, maybe a little bit more about what exactly happened and what kind of situation and what you ended up doing, kind of. But let me read you guys that story first, and after that I'll elaborate and I'll tell you my thoughts on this. Okay, now give me a second. All right, so I've done judo since I was 9. These days, I don't train as much as I used to, but I still go along now and then. Anyway, a couple of months ago, for some reason, for the first time in my life, I ended up getting into 3 street fights in the space of about a week. Like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get smashed in the face. I found all my judo of little use in those situations. I learned very quickly the importance of keeping your fists up, something that I'm sure anyone with a little bit of boxing sparring experience would know very well. I'm not saying that judo isn't useful per se. I still believe it is, but for the kind of confrontations one is typically likely to find oneself in the streets, I think boxing is extremely handy. I think judo combined with a bit of boxing experience would be a massive advantage. Just judo on its own leaves you a bit exposed, in my humble opinion, after what I've experienced. I don't think it takes much boxing knowledge to cover the gap, though. All this is just my subjective take on it. All right, so thanks a lot, Adam, for sharing that story. Let me give you my thoughts. But before I do that, let me just play a video of Vanderlei Silva back in the day in Pride, putting a beat down on a judoka, a very famous one. But I actually don't really know his name. Give me a second. There you go, Hidehiko Yoshida. So I think it was Pride and MMA. Oops. So let's look at this. There you go. So these are, I'm not gonna narrate this. I'm just gonna talk to you guys while this plays in the background. Why not? It's always fun. Okay, so here's my take on it. If you don't have hands, yeah, that's the problem. Like, your judo is going to be shit, and it's going to be shit because you're not going to be able to use it, because you can't even close the distance and clinch up. Because in judo, you have to be able to clinch up so that you can execute your throws. Okay, for the most part. And like the whole grabbing the sleeve thing and the kumikata, well, I mean, it's not like, first things first. Like, you have to not get knocked out, and you actually have to get that sleeve and that collar, right? But it's not. I mean, it's not really what you kind of want to do. You're better off just clinching up and then executing your throws. So the issue is that I think what happened with Adam is that he quickly realized he got into some kind of altercation, and he quickly realized that he couldn't rely solely on judo, but he didn't have any other tools. So he didn't have any hands. He didn't have any boxing skills. And that's the issue, man, with not knowing how to strike, not having boxing, is that you're confident that you can fight, and you can, but you can at the same time. So what that means is that there's something missing. You don't have the striking aspect of it, but you have the grappling aspect, and you can be very good in grappling. You can be very good at throwing and all, and working people on the ground and all. But then if you get knocked out before you can get there, then yeah, that would suck. Okay. So, and he is right about one thing. You don't need all that much, but I think that you should get to a level where it's not scary for you anymore to exchange hands. Okay. That's really important. So for me, I'll tell you guys a story. Like, I've I started BJJ when I was 36. I did 6 years of that, and then I transitioned over to judo. So I've done 8 years of judo and 6 years of BJJ. So I'm predominantly trained in grappling. And it's only in the past, I would say, maybe 3 years that I took up striking with my hands, right? At seriously, very seriously. So when I did BJJ, like the whole time I was just doing BJJ. And I was very confident that if I could get the fight to the ground, I'd be able to, to handle myself. And then when I did judo, I was very confident that I would be able to take it to the ground, and then of course use my jujitsu and slash judo to finish it. But it was always in the back of my mind that like I'm not sure about the striking, but there was a part of me that was there was a part of my confidence that was justified because I was very competent in takedowns and groundwork. But then there was another part of my confidence. The other half of my confidence was actually it was actually just false. It was just ego. It was false bravado, thinking that, oh yeah, like if it I'll manage to get close and not get knocked out and then take it to the ground and all that. But still there was this thing in my mind where like, oh man, like I like to believe that if something went down, I'd be able to uh, you know to to get the job done, even though I don't train all that much in boxing and all. Like I did train a little bit in striking, but really not a lot. Anyways, all that to say that um, in the past, I would say maybe 3 4 years. Okay, that's when I really no, I would say sorry, 2 3 years. I've been doing a lot of striking, and I gotta say, man, that at this point, yeah, I'm very comfortable in my ability not to get knocked out and probably to do some damage, like before I come in and clinch up. So now, like the circle is complete. Like my confidence is actually it's not half half. It's not half real confidence and half kind of pseudo confidence. It's full confidence because I know I could box. I know I have hands now. Okay, so all that to say that yeah, learn how to box, guys. Because if you can't box, you won't be able to use your judo in a self-defense scenario, in a street fight. Okay, so that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. So if you like the video, share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.